In this video, we're going to talk about why the Canon G7x Mark III is arguably the best camera to buy for content creators in 2024. Alright, so let's cut to the chase because I actually have 7 reasons about why I freaking love this camera. So let's get into it. Reason number 1, and to be honest, it's like the smallest win for me, but a lot of people really like to measure it, is the megapixels. Now, the Canon G7x Mark III has an effective 20 megapixels for this camera, which is more than enough for anything. Like, for example, the iPhones that we all use have a 12 megapixels. And to be honest, if all this content is going on social media, you don't need anything more than 8. So the fact that this has 20 is just wonderful for cropping. If you want to be printing out photos or you just want to play around with the quality that it has, it's a really, really solid camera. Reason number 2, which is the most deal breaker for me, was that the fact that the G7X has a effective 24 to 100 millimeter lens on it, and when you zoom all the way out to a 24, it actually has a 1.8 aperture. What? Now, it is a variable aperture, so as soon as you start zooming in, it will start changing to f2, 2.2, 2.4, all the way to 2.8. But that's as far as it goes, which is still amazing. And for example, this lens that we're shooting on right now in the R5C is a 15 to 35 2.8, and I spent a lot of money trying to get that 2.8 for this lens. So the fact that this has it, as well as for nighttime, it has a 1.8, you really just don't find that anywhere. I don't think Sony's have that right now. Maybe their new one has, but a little built-in one that's a Canon just makes sense. Reason number 3, I do have to mention the one thing that all of us take for granted that we're all happy that we have, is a little selfie screen. Most of these cameras have one that comes out on the side, and to be honest, I think it just adds a wider profile, so I'm not a big fan of it. But the fact that it goes up and I can just take pictures or do selfies, or when I'm doing time lapses up above, it's not protruding outward, upwards or downwards, it's just going out to the side. So believe it or not, I actually do kind of favor these type of LCD screens for the content creating purpose. The king reason for this camera, reason number 4, is this built-in flash. Now, I wasn't a fan of built-in flashes, and to be honest, now that I have a camera that doesn't have flash, I'm missing it and I'm buying flashes for it. But this flash, I call it the unbeatable flash, because it doesn't matter how you take the photo, the science behind it, you just always get a good freaking picture. And I've really come to learn that flash is beautiful at night, but honestly, if you use it right during the day, it just sets your photos apart because you can expose for the background and for you and just balance out the light. There is a whole lot you can do with this little built-in flash on the G7X. I mean it. This is my favorite feature. Reason number 5, which is very underrated and I think a lot of us will come to appreciate, is although the camera has a tiny little battery, I honestly find myself never taking it out because the camera actually has a built-in USB-C port right here. And believe it or not, that's the only way I've charged this camera since the moment I got it. I kind of put that battery charger in a drawer somewhere and forgotten about it. I just use this port when I'm driving in my car. I plug it in. When I'm at my office, I'll plug it in. If I'm not charging my laptop or anything, I'll just grab the same USB-C cable and plug it right into this. To be honest, USB-C is king. So the fact that I can use USB-C for so many purposes and charging this camera just makes sense. Reason number 6, which doesn't really apply to me, but a lot of people will come to appreciate it, either content creators or videographers that are looking for a tiny little camera to assist them, or for vloggers, to be honest, is the fact that it avoids an obstacle that most people wanting to shoot with 4K with have to deal with. Believe it or not, but a lot of cameras that shoot 4K have a crippling effect, which is a little crop in. So although the sensor is yay big, you are actually using a smaller amount of the sensor to utilize this 4K feature. So you're no longer shooting at the widest your camera can be, but rather cropped in by 1.6 times. And I don't think anyone wants to be vlogging their teeth the whole time. So given that, the fact that this can shoot 4K 30 as well, with no crop, means that you're able to shoot high quality videos at no expense. And last, but definitely not least, is the fact that this camera identifies what orientation you're filming at. See that switch? from vertical or for horizontal. We don't really notice this because the iPhone actually does it for us as well, but a lot of cameras nowadays, even my R5C, which is like a $7,000 camera, doesn't do that because it's just not a feature that's built in for videographers. But the fact that they put it in here really shows that they put this camera for content creators. And you may not have to deal with it when you're shooting in the moment, but when you're actually going to edit your videos and you're shooting vertically on this camera, you're gonna have to flip your horizontal videos 90 degrees so that way they can all be right side up, but not with the G7X. It's just a time saver. It just makes it fun to shoot with, and at least when I'm editing, I'm able to identify what clips I use for horizontal footage and what clips I'm using for vertical. It's great for Instagram Reels, it's great for YouTube, it's great for vlog, it's great for photos. It really just helps me organize what I shot for what, instead of everything just being all horizontal and I have to flip it out on my own. So that's a wrap on this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed my point of view of why this camera is just the all-around camera to buy for content creators this year in 2024. And if you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe to this channel. I want to be giving more knowledge like this that I've come to find as a content creator finding his own way right now. And I mean it. If you leave a like, it really helps the channel a lot. And I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.